Well, let's talk about your arch nemesis, the Beerlovers.
Wow, what can be said? Four-time Super Bowl winner. From a historical perspective, the most successful franchise. Definitely an interesting owner. Probably the most akin to Jerry Jones, if you were going to look at the NFL. Would throw the league overboard if it would do himself good. You know, much like Jerry Jones with the other smaller.
But don't you think he has
smaller owners? You know, if it's not good for the beer lovers, definitely it's not good for the league. But that being said,
well, it's the beer lover league,
right? Cannot argue with the record. Can't argue with the number of Super Bowls.
Stats don't lie.
You say he's Jerry Jones, but wouldn't you throw a hint of like a Hugh Culverhouse or something, kind of very clownish and almost at times can be self-destructive, but it hasn't really bit him yet, but it's coming.
Right, and was definitely able to win several years off of principally Peyton Manning. I mean, having the cornerstone, good quarterback, good running back.
But wouldn't that be considered good drafting?
Absolutely. And also in the past, taking advantage of some weaker teams through trades in the league. Much like J.R. Ewing, manipulates, but hey, it's part of being a good owner.
Absolutely.
No disrespect to the beer lovers. Clearly the most successful franchise.
New teams talking.
All right, let's go to some new teams. And the beer lovers been outspoken on a bunch of them. Let's talk about the new. Well, we don't really have a name for them. The Tigers. And Gordon has, offered some names. Some like Al Qaeda, and Reece has offered Taliban. That's more fitting of Reece to Taliban. I mean, not Reece, Rich. But go ahead and let's talk about Esom, which is the new owner.
By far, he's a doctor.
He was
obviously
Jamie's draft analyst.
Right, Jamie's draft analyst did not do very well. Is entering the house right now. Would be scared to say anything adverse. May get rocks thrown, get a car bomb. But in all seriousness, highly intelligent. Whether or not that translates to football acumen remains to be seen. There've been a lot of intelligent.
All these fancy words over here. We're really humble fantasy football participants.
A lot of intelligence, but he could be the Daniel Snyder of the league. Lots of money, very smart, but run his team into the ground. But we shall see. We shall see.
All right.
Books got yet to be written on him.
All right, let's go back to Schwinn. Came on hot.
Very lucky in my opinion. Out the gate. Had a lot of success.
2 years in a row, luck?
Lot of luck.
That his first year in, broke the scoring record with 720 points, and
he lit the league on fire. But let's keep in mind it was only an 8-person league. I think Gordy held the scoring record when it was 10, but I could be wrong.
There was 8 then too.
It was 8 then. I think
the top 3 scoring records are 8-team leagues.
The true measure of the Punishers will be this year. He really doesn't have any skins on the wall as far as number of years in the league. Longevity remains to be seen.
2 rings.
2 rings. Done a very good job in that respect. We'll see. As long as he stays away from Florida Gators, who he tends to like and tends to draft, he should be okay.
All right, I'm going to throw out some quick names here. Just 1 or 2 quick one-liners. These are teams from the past, and I just like a few comments. X, Mark Riles.
Wow. The Jolly Roger says it all, skull and crossbones. Whatever he touches turns to death.
IXL, Eric Reece.
Very competent, very good.
Very confident.
Yes, very good GM, very good coach. Has definitely, in my opinion, had the most luck of anybody ever in the history of the league, next to myself, because I don't dispute the fact that my first 2 Super Bowls.
I disagree with that in some sense. You were just saying how Gordon had Peyton Manning. He had Brett Favre, and I believe
Terry Allen. He had Terry Allen and Brett Favre 1 year.
So we're saying that Gordon's a genius for doing that. He did the same.
Well, I don't think we used the word genius. We're going to move on real quick, though, because we're running out of time. I'd like to talk a little bit about Stingrays, Kevin Terrier. Your thoughts on the team that was in 6 seasons, went to 5 playoff appearances, and never won in the postseason.
He is the Bill Bidwell Beakers, but 1 step up.
Luck organization.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. If Rich is Bill Bidwell, then I think that
We're spending too much time on the Stingrays because they really are.
All right, let's
Georgia Frontier, a couple of good runs, just like the Rams. But
we're going to talk about another new team coming in, the Coal Miners, Chris Cole. Which we're doing this feature because he is late for the...
Chris. Wow. I just hope he shows up on time and participates.
Well, he's a little late for the order of the draft.
Well, I don't know his fantasy football history. He's played in the minor leagues for a while, hasn't he?
Never made the playoffs in the minor leagues. Maybe made it once. Maybe made it once.
I think you're wrong.
Traditionally, right around 500. Traditionally,
well, that's not bad.
Biggest fault and biggest problem with the Coal Miners is that they will draft.
That he's the CEO.
Yeah, and that they will typically draft players and teams with guys well past their prime. See, for example, one year.
That's a Chris Copeland tactic.
Coal Miner drafted Tim Brown, Emmitt Smith, and the other person escapes me when they were all in their mid-30s.
Chris Carter.
Yeah, somebody like that. Typically drafts guys who are well past their prime.
I think he's going to come on strong, and he's going to be the new king. Chris Cole.
All right, on that we're gonna finish and look forward to the 2007 season. You can find this at YouTube.com.